So today we'll work on linear search, then binary search, and then searching of substring. Like in Hello World, we have search ELL, so it is here. So something like that, we will be working on that one. So let me create a new folder. Search, or maybe data structures. I will create a new folder in JavaScript. Let's move this promises to the JavaScript. And let's create a new folder here. Search kind of thing. And in the search, okay, you cannot see me. Sorry, I didn't share. Thank you for providing it. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen now? Okay. So today we'll be doing search. I created one folder DS. Inside that I created a new folder search. And we will be putting all the files related to search in this DS folder. And all the JavaScript related topics will put in JS folder. I'll also create new folder React.js. So all the React code will go inside React 1. Okay, and then I'll also create new folder Next.js. We'll be doing Next.js and also the Node.js. So based on what we are doing, we'll put in the different folders. Some problem in moving. Okay, maybe. Okay, so let's start with the search part. Let's work on a new file called as linear search. So we'll start with the linear search. Here I will put some requirements, and then you have to work on that requirements. Okay, so what is linear search exactly? Linear search means if we have, let's say, array. Let's say we have array like A, B, C. We will go through each element. We'll go through each element and see if the given value, let's say given value is B, and we check whether A is equal to B. No. Whether B is equal to B, yes. So we will return this index of B, that is 0 and 1. So linear search is something we return the index where we find the given value. So this is linear search. So let's write down the pseudocode of it. And then you have to start working on it. So I want everyone to reply with the code. So you have to write in your Visual Studio or anywhere wherever your editor is there. And once it is done, you have to paste in the chat. So what is a pseudocode? So there will be function. This function accepts an array. It will take an array like this array and also a value. So it will also take the value. This is a value. So for example, I can create a function linear search. It will take the array, that is this array, and its value. It will take this value. I will name it as wall. So this will be my template for the function. You have to fill in this inside space with the pseudocode, which we will discuss now. So where is that one? Okay, so what we are doing, we are trying to get, we are trying to create a function which will take array and the value. So for example, I will call this function with the array, this array, and with the value of b. So we are trying to find whether b is inside this linear search function or with this array or not. We're trying to find if b is present inside this array or not. So that is called linear search. Linear search means we'll go one by one and try to match whether b is found is present in this array or not. So second will be, let's write down the pseudocode, then you work on the function. Loop through the entire array and check if the current value, so we have to go through each element of the array and check if this element is equal to that element in the array. Check if the current array element is equal to the value given. Third step, if it is, return the index at which the element is found. So if you find that b is there, then return this one number because it is present at one number. We return this one number. And fourth, if the value is never found, so if we don't find it, then it will return -1. So if you go through all the elements of the array and if you don't see b is present, then it will return -1. So for example, if I pass d, it should return -1. But if I pass b, it should return 1. Okay, so this is a function, you have to write it. And your time starts now. You have to go through this pseudocode logic and finish this function. And if you are done, just paste it in the chat. So your time starts now. Is there any questions? Any questions on this one? Okay, start working on it. I want everyone to complete this function. It's not that Kate will complete or Santosh will complete. I want solution from everyone. So everyone has to open your code editor. Don't put one line by line. As soon as you're done, I want this whole function. You should paste this whole function. Okay, don't put line by line. Once you're done, give me this function. I will run it here and see what you have done. Santosh, you don't put line by line code. Do it in a code editor. Complete the function and give it to me. Don't put this one. I want this function line also. I want this linear search function. Inside that you put your code. Don't give me this solution directly inside. You have to give me the full function. So Subramaniam done, Kate done. I'm waiting for others. Manpreet, Ole, Santosh. Manpreet done. Santosh, I told you, you have to give me inside the function. You cannot give me inside part. You have to write down this function, linear search, or so. You have to give this whole function, not the inside one. I want everyone to have the Visual Studio or editor ready because we will be doing a lot of coding and I want you to do before I start doing it. So let me take one by one now. I don't see too many people answering. I don't want, I want to answer from everyone. If you say your computer is slow or you're in mobile, that will not work. You have to work along with me. Okay, let's take the solution of Subramaniam. So first thing is, let's see, there's no name. Function should have name like this. Okay, let's name it 2. So you are starting with the for loop. You're going from 0 till the last one, and you're checking the first element. And if it is not matching the first element, you're returning the -1. Is this right, Subramaniam? Is this right solution? You're only checking the first element. What about B and C? Because it's the first element only you're checking. If this one is matching B, otherwise return -1. Is it right?
It will loop, right? If it does not match, uh, it will go with another index. If
Yeah,
0,
but if it will, you are saying if it does not, it matches, then return element found. And if it does not matches in the first element only, returning -1. That means it will never go to B and C. So when you give me this function, do you run it or just you give it blindly? So you have to run it with this example.
yeah.
Okay. So till I check other people, try to fix it.
Okay.
We'll fix this problem. Let me see another solution. Okay, let's take from the Kate. Okay, let's take the Kate one. So let's limit a third number. So you're going through 0 till array.length. This is good. Then you're checking if it is value. If this is value equal to value, then you return 1. And if it is not, then also you're returning -1. So you're also not going to B and C. You're returning here only. If you match the first element, then you return 1. Else you return -1. So if I run this function, it will never go to B and C. It will only check the A part. So this one is also not good. So okay, try to fix it till I see another solution. Let's see Manpreet one. Okay, Manpreet solution. Okay, let's name it 4. So you start with the I go to last element. If you find the element, okay, I don't want 2 double equal. It should be always 3. So never give me with the two equal sign. Always try to match the type also. So the array of this, you match it, then you return the I, and in the end you return -1. So this is the correct solution. So one thing is try to use let here and try to use triple equal sign. Okay, so I like this solution. I will put it inside my linear search function. So I start with I equal to 0, then I go till uh, I go till I go till array.length, then I plus plus. I always use curly bracket even if it is one line code. So you return I, because if you find the B, you return 1. If you find C, you return 2. So you have to return I and return -1. So what we will do here, we'll start with I equal to 0, that is this element, then walk through all the elements using the for loop, and we check each element and match it with the value which we have. If we match it correctly, we return the index which we find. Else it will go through for loop completely. And when for loop is done and we have not returned it, that means we have to return the -1 here. So this is the right solution. If you have done it like this, then it's the right solution. Let's run this file and see. So I will do console.log of this one to show the value. Okay, let's run node. Okay, so in the first case, we get -1 because D is not present here. In the second case, we got 1. Now, can anyone tell me the complexity of this function? This function is written, what is the big O complexity, big O notation of this function? I want answer from everyone. What is the big O notation of this function? So let me write down here, big O notation of this function. What will be the big O notation? I want answer from everyone. What is the complexity of this one? Do you know the complexity? What is the complexity?
Time taken by program to run.
Yeah, so what is the complexity of this one?
Big O fan.
Pardon? Can you write down in the chat? Maybe I'm not able to hear you properly. Put it in the chat. ON, yeah. Manpreet is saying ON. Any other answer? Any other answer? Kate, Ole, Subramaniam, Ole saying ON. Okay, Manpreet is saying ON. So the complexity means how much time we are looping, how much time we are looping through in the code. If you see in the code, we are going from 0 number till n number. So that is one time we are looping, and there is no internal loop. So it is O of n. Complexity is O of n, because one time we are going through all the elements of the array. So generally, in real world, complexity should be less than O of n log n. Maximum, it should be n log n. But in other rare cases, you can go higher if there is no solution below it. But most of the time, you have to fix it in this O log n log n as a maximum complexity. Okay. So let me create the page, and then we'll go through. Let me create the page for this one. Give me 1 minute. I'll create a new post. I'll say linear search. Okay, let's create a new category. Okay, let me publish it. Let me create, copy this one, and okay. So this is our first topic for today, linear search. I'll give in the chat also later. In the Telegram also I'll post it. Any questions or any doubt in the linear search? This one was the simplest one, and just we to look through the array and find the value. Okay, let's go to another one now, binary search. Okay, let's try to do the second one. So I will just explain first what binary search is exactly mean, and then we'll write on the code. So binary search is something, it's a faster search than the linear search. Linear search is little slower, and if we go with the binary search, it is faster than linear search. So few points to remember in the binary search. Binary search is a much faster form of the search. Second point. So in this binary search, we will get the array in the ascending order. Here we were getting the we were getting the array in random fashion, but here in binary search, array is in ascending order, so it is already sorted. That's the only case we can use binary search. If it is not sorted, then we cannot use the binary search. So here, rather than going through one by one element, we eliminate half of the elements of the array at a time. So here what we do, we take only half of the array, and rest half we eliminate it. We don't check on that one because we know it is already sorted. So we don't go after certain elements. So for example, I'll explain with example. So for example, we'll take the numeric one to understand this one. Let's say we have some elements, 2, 4, all will be sorted. 7, 9, 10, 15, let's say 20, 24, 50. So let's say this is the element, given array we got it, and we have to search if 24 is present or not in this array. So first what we do, we take the middle element of this one. This is the start and this is the end. We take the middle one. Middle one can be either 10 or 15 depending on if it is even number or odd number. Let's say we take 15 and we check whether 24 is greater than 15 or less than 15. If 24 is greater than 15, that means it will never come below 15. It will never come here because we know it is already sorted and we are checking the 24 number and middle point is 15. So we always check if 24 is greater than 15. Yes. So we delete all this from our memory. We then only check this part. Then again we take the middle of these two. For example, if I'm taking this one, 20, then again I will check 20 with 24. So 24 is still greater than 20. That means we don't take this part. We take this part and this part. And then we check this middle part of this two. Let's say if we take this middle part of this 24 and we check if 24 is equal to 24, then we return it, the 24. That way, we are trying to eliminate half every time as we go through this array. Okay, so we don't go by one. We just take the first element, we take the last element, we take the middle, and we check if this element is equal to middle, no, or if it is less than middle, then take this part, and if it is greater than middle, then take this part. So this is how we divide and conquer the, divide and conquer this whole thing. Is it clear? We'll go through and write down more so that you understand it better, right? Okay, this is a higher level idea. Now let's write down the pseudocode so you will understand more clearly. So let me write down the explanation, little bit explanation, which I just now talked. We take the sorted array. This is the first point. So this is the sorted array. We take the sorted array. We go to middle value and see if checked value is less than or greater than middle value. So, so what we do, we check whether the middle value is greater than or less than this checked value. And if it is equal to middle value, then we return it immediately, right? But that is only the another case. But other two cases are if it is less than or greater than. If it is greater than, like in this case, if it is greater than middle value, we eliminate all the elements before the middle element. So if it is greater, then we eliminate all these values before the middle value. And then again, we take, then the remaining part which we get, we take the middle value again and try to compare. 1 second. Hello. Yeah, hi. Okay, sorry, I got a call. Let's continue this one. Okay. So let me complete this, and then I will ask you to write out the code. Then again we take uh, then again we take the middle element from rest of array list and see if checked element is greater or less than middle element. And like this, we proceed till we get desired result. Okay, so this is how we'll go with it. So, this function is little complex, and if I ask you to write down this function, it will be little difficult for you. So what we will do, I will write down the pseudocode, and as soon as we write down the pseudocode, I will ask you to write down the code for each pseudocode which we write down. So let me start the pseudocode, and then you help me in completing this real function. So first is a simple statement. This function accepts a sorted array. And as soon as I go pseudocode, I will also explain what we are trying to do and the value. But is this explanation clear what we are trying to do? We're trying to middle element, and if it is greater, we delete all this. We keep this one. Then we take again the middle element and check if this is greater or less. And if it is greater, then we delete left side and we take the rest of the element. Is this part clear? This part, whatever I said. Okay. Okay. Now only the first part. Everyone write down this first part. Okay. I want only this first part from everyone. I will also write down. It's very simple. We have to just create a function. We have to take the array and we have to take the value. There's no logic yet. We will be writing the logic soon. So let's write down the first part. You also write down and put it in the chat. Yeah, correct. It is correct. I will just write on array and value. I don't want to make it little big, and let's call this one, and let's take this array. We can take any other array, but let's take this array and this value. So we completed this first part of the pseudocode. Pseudocode is something which we just write on the idea and then we implement here. So let's write on the second point. Now what we do, we have to take the middle element, right? Middle one. And we have to get this start element and this end element, and then we have to take the middle element. So first thing we have to take the start element, because how will you find the middle element? We have to take the start element, that is this one. Don't take the value. It's about the index. We are talking about the index. We are taking this start element, and then we are taking the end element, and then we are trying to find the middle one. And when we delete this part, we will just move the start element from here till here, so that this all elements are gone. So this is how we will be doing this left and right one. So next step, I will write on next step, and you have to write the code. Create a left pointer. This is called pointer at the start, which will point to the index of this one, index of the start. Create a left pointer at the start of the array and a right pointer at the end of the array. Okay, so we have to create two pointers. One is called start pointer, one is called end pointer. Start pointer will be 0 in this case, end pointer will be this last element of this array. So just write on this one. How will you write it in the code? Okay, start is 0, end is array dot length minus 1. Okay, one piece is given it. All a left is 0, right is this one. Okay, so you can name it left, right, whatever you want. Let's put it as let start equal to 0. So start will be 0 in the first case, and then let end will be nothing but array dot length minus 1. So end will be this one. Okay, if I want to see the value of start, put an end, I will see. This is the index of the start and end. Let's check the value also. Value of start will be nothing but array of start, and value of end will be nothing but array of end. Okay, so this is the one which we'll see. Let's run it. So you will see start is 0, end is number 8, and the value of start is 2, value of the end is 50. So we are good here till here. Now the next step is find the middle value at the start. Find the middle value. Okay. So we don't have to find the left pointer, right pointer. We have to also find the middle pointer. So we have the start number this, end number this. How will you create the middle one? What will be the value of the middle one? So everyone tell me. I'll be back in 1 minute. I want what? How will you find this middle element in the beginning? I'll be back in 1 minute. Everyone should give me their solution. How will you find the middle one? Okay, I'm back now. So many people are saying start plus end divided by 2, like Subramaniam or Manpreet or Ole had mentioned. But the problem will be if I just take start and end and divide by 2, many times I will get in decimal. Number will come in decimal. And then you will cannot take the element in decimal. Let's say it comes 2.5, for example. So 2 is here and 5.5 here. Nothing is there. So you will not get the value of that. So what you will write so that you should not get decimal? No, random is not good because random will not work. Round, you can say round is fine, but yeah. Okay. So for now, math.flow is the one which I prefer, is to go with the floor one rather than round is also not the right thing because sometimes round will be below point, sometimes it will be above number. Um, so just don't go with the round. Let's go with the math.floor and we will do start plus end divided by 2. Okay, let's take this middle also. What is the middle one? And also we'll do the middle one here. Okay, let's check now what is going on. So start is 0, end is 8, middle is 4, start is 2, end value is 50, and middle is 10. 10 is something like this one, 10. Middle is this one. Okay, so we are done with finding all these three things. Okay, so we'll go with one by one. I will not write down the loop first. First, we will try to, here loop will come, but I will not go with the loop now. Here loop will come, but let's do it manually one by one and then see what it goes. So first what I will do, I will check if middle is the current value. If it is current value, then we don't need to do any logic. We will directly, we are done with that one. So we will say if, okay, this one I'm writing, I don't want your solution. Middle, area of middle is equal to value which we are trying to find out, this one. If we find this value, then we will return the middle. We have to return the index of what we found. So if the array of middle, that is array of 4, is 10 here, if it is same that value which we provided, for example, if I would have provided 10 number, then it would have given me the direct solution. Let me show you. So let's run this one. So you will see I will directly get the 4 number, that is the index of the middle one, because I have passed 10 number. But let's worry about the previous number 24. So if array of middle number, whatever middle number we are getting, if this number is matching this one, then I will return that number immediately. But let's say if it is not matching. Okay, let's say it's not matching. So we have to check whether this number is greater than the middle number or less than the middle number. So 10, we'll see 24 is greater than the 10 or less than 10. Is it greater or less? 24. It's greater than 10 or less than 10. It's a greater than 10. So I just want one line of the code, if statement. How will you check whether this 10 number is 24 number is greater than or less than 10? What if condition you will write here to check if 24 is greater than 10 or no? All right. So we will check if array of middle number. Right. If, yeah, so we have to write both the cases, so we can do both the cases. I can say if value is less than middle number, then do something else. If value is greater than middle number, then do something. So this is the less case and this is the greater case. This is the equal case which we already written, the middle one. So here I'll check if the value is less than middle number or value is greater than the middle number. If value is, let's talk about this greater part because this is greater. If value is greater than middle number, that means if value is greater than 10, we have to delete all this part. That means we have to move the start number. We have to move the start number here or here. I want to ask whether we have to start the start number should be now 10 or 15. Kate is saying 15, Subramaniam is saying 15. So the start number should be 15 because 10 is already we checked here in this part. This was the middle part, we already checked it. So now, if 24 is greater than 10, then we don't need till 10, we need this one, 15 number. Okay, so what should I write here? What should I change the value of start number so that it is greater than this 10 number? Left is middle plus 1. Okay. Manpreet is saying left is middle plus 1. So that's correct. So start will be middle plus 1 because we have to take this middle number and add it 1, that is here 15 number. So start will change to middle plus 1. What if I pass here 4 number, for example, that means the middle number is greater than the value, then here I will change the end number. I will move this end number to number 9. So what should I write here? What will be the end number here? Middle minus 1, right? So end number will be middle minus 1. So after this loop, first loop, after the loop 1, let's print out this one. So I am again printing start and end after loop 1, after first loop. Let's keep this 24 only and see what is going. So in the beginning, start is 0, end is 8, middle is 4, value is this one. And after the first loop, we have a start of 5 because its middle was 4. So start becomes 5, end is same as 8, and the middle is 4. Let's run this value also so that we can see after first loop. Okay, let's run this one. So we have the after first loop, we have value is starting from 15 and ending at 50, middle is 10. Because we didn't calculate the middle again. So we just have the start 15 and 850. So now the start is this one and end is a 50. Let's recalculate the middle number. Once we have the new start, and here we have new start and new end. So let's calculate the middle number again. So now the middle number is, so middle is 20. The value of middle is 20. The middle number is 6. So this one is become the middle number now, 20. Once the middle number, we got new middle number, I will write this again. If we get the middle number is equal to value, then return the middle number. As we will go through this again. As we will go through this part again. This is, let's say, loop 2. I will move this loop 1 before it. And here I will do it again, loop 2. Second loop. Let's see what happened in the second loop, after second loop. So in the beginning, we have the start 0, end 8, middle 4. After the first loop, we have the start 5, end is 8, middle is 6. After the second loop, we have the start 7, end is 8, middle is 6. We didn't calculate the new middle again. Let me calculate the new middle after we do the start and end. So the new middle is 7, and the value of the start is 24, value of end is 50, value of middle is 24, because start and end are same kind of thing here. So value of middle is 24. Let's try to do again. Now loop 3 will start. Loop 3 will start, and we are checking if middle is equal to a value. and we return the middle. So in the end, we got the index of 7, where we have the exact match of 24. So this process will go on continuously running. Every time we check the middle is there, then we check the start and end, we create a new middle number, then again we check middle is there, then we do if condition, and this like this we will go on looping and looping. So we don't need the second loop, we only need the first one. Rest all will be in place once we run the while loop. Okay, so I deleted all the other things. Now we have only one loop. Now we have to construct the while condition. Okay, we have to go through this whole process. You will see every time that we have the start number and the end number. Now the thing is that we have to construct the while loop condition. So this whole condition will go inside the while. Okay, so let's go do whole condition in the while. So what will be the thing inside this while? What should I put that it goes till end? Can someone write down what should I put inside the while? One thing is that we should know that start should come always before the end. Okay, there should be no start should not come after the end. So this is one thing which we have to remember. So what should I put here in the while condition? Okay, while a left is less than equal to right. Okay, let's try to put one of them and see what's going on. Let's try to put start is less than equal to end. Okay, so let's try to put this one. If start is less than equal to end, let me put this whole case here inside the while loop, and here I will say I will check the middle number here. See what's going on. It may be correct or it may be not 100% right. Okay, so what we're getting, so here we are getting start 0. After the first loop, we get start of 5, end of 8. Then we get start of 7, end of 8, middle of 7. Once we get the middle of 7, we are returning it here only. We are returning it here only. That's why we are not getting it, this one. How about if I don't pass anything which is not there? Let's say 36. So once I pass 36, start is 15, start is 5, end is 8, start is 7, end is 8. So start is 8, end is 8. This is going again. Start is 8, end is 8. Then start is 8, end is 7. Here we break. Here we break it. Here inside it. Okay, so we don't want. So we are getting undefined because we didn't return. Okay, so let's return -1 here because we didn't find it. Let's see now. Okay, we are getting -1. How about we pass 100? So we are getting start end 8. So start is going more than end, and we didn't find anything in the middle. So it goes kind of thing after that. Okay, let's try to put it something 1. Okay, so start is 0, end is 0. Start is 0, end is -1. and start become greater than end, and we didn't find anyone. So looks like this is working, but we can also make one condition. This is also working, going perfectly well, perfectly fine. We are getting results in all the cases, but we can also do like this. Uh, I am saying this is solution is perfect, which we can use, but we can also check if middle value is not equal to the value, and start is not equal to end. If middle value is not equal to value, then only run all this part, and we can move this if condition to outside. Okay, but that will be a little bit more complex. Let's keep this as it is. Okay, let's do this one, and let's keep this one because it's a simple thing. Okay, let's do that. Now we'll just do one or two checks. If everything is going fine, 24, then I will do some more checks. Okay, first time we're getting -1 because 1 is not there. Second time we're getting 7, and third time we're getting 4. Let's do one more case. Let's say 21. Let's see what happens in 21. So we are getting -1. So this is working fine. Okay, and this one, you helped me in doing this whole project. Okay, I just was doing whatever you were saying. So what we did, we started with the first element and the end element. We find the middle one, check this one is equal to middle one, and if it is there, then we return it. We go on doing it till the start is less than or equal to end. Once start becomes greater than end, then we come out of the loop and we return the -1. Right? So we go on doing it till we get the solution. Okay, so now before we end it, what is the complexity of this one? Okay, let me write down this complete this pseudocode, which I put it in the half. While left pointer comes before the right pointer, we do create a pointer in the middle, and then if you find the index, find the value you want, we return the index. C will be, if value is too small, then we move left pointer up. If the value is too small, then we move the left pointer up. That means if we have the current value or checked value is too small, we can say it's too big, then we move left pointer up. If checked value is low, then middle, we move right pointer down. Okay, is big, this big, then middle, then we move. If the checked value, this value is, if this value is big, that means this value is big, we move the start to the middle one. Okay, so then we move the pointer up. This is fine. Little complex for write down, but you got what I want to say. If you never find the index, when the value, just return -1. Okay, tell me the complexity of this one. It's a core login because we are, we are not going till the whole array. We are not going till whole array. So it is login. Whenever you don't complete the all elements of the array, then it becomes a log n. So this is the complexity. So let me create a page for this one. And then okay, let me write down. Okay, let's write down here in the readme section. Okay, any question? Tomorrow we'll complete this third part. Any questions on this one? So, okay, I gave you both this URL. This is another URL. I will put in Telegram chat also. Okay, let me know if you have any questions.